Hi, it's Chantel from Sweet Job Spot talking to you about the 5 ways you can use your resume to show that you're a subject matter expert. So as you know, each section of your resume is slightly different and shows a different side of you. Being a subject matter expert, it's really not that hard. It's just putting in the work to break down what is inside behind those bullet points. Okay, so whatever's behind those descriptions, we're going to break it down and show that you're a subject matter expert. When we look at our resume, it's always broken out into multiple parts. Your first section being who you are, your next section with your executive summary. You have a section with your professional experience, a section with your skills, your education, and your volunteer experience. So these are some of the basic sections. Now, you may have more or less depending on your level of experience, but you can use each one of these sections to produce information to show yourself as a subject matter expert. For example, your title and experience and your current job that you're looking for, you can use that. So in the very header part, it's who you are, where you're from, how people can contact you. Some people, when I write resumes, I tend to put titles at the top. So if you are a project manager, a leader, operations manager, something like that, that's going to be up there at that top, and you can use that along with your executive summary to tell people who you are and give them a little more information on how you can help their company solve their problem. So when you're looking in your section where you have your professional experience, something that you really want to look at in that professional experience is usually you have the job, the title, how long you work there, right? So the basic information, but that's not the real information that people care about. It's the information on the inside, the paragraphs, the bullet points. So the way I generally write resumes is I will take that paragraph and kind of give it a big overview of what you did. That's usually your day-to-day responsibilities, your monthlies, your yearlies, how many people report to you, things like that. That would be in that meaty little paragraph section. And then underneath that, I have bullet points with your accomplishments. Now that's how I like to write resumes. That is a very popular format, so it definitely works for people. And if you've written your resume that way, you can use that. Now if you've used another style, that's fine. It's still something you can do. So you take that section, right? And in that section, for each bullet point, there's a little story in there. Like you improved processes. You could write an article, a post, you could write a blog post, you could submit to one of your trade industry publications. You can put it online, and you can write about that experience that you had. Now that's going to provide you with a lot of content. Most people who are here have maybe 7 years, 10 years, 15 years of experience, and within each of those experiences you've probably have at least 3 good solid accomplishments you can talk about. So you can do that. You can write one per accomplishment in a short post, or you can put a few different accomplishments in a longer post and get that subject matter expertise out there so people can really see who you are and they'll start looking for you instead of you looking for them. Number 3, what is the third thing that is on your resume that you can use to show people you're a subject matter expert? Well, that can be your skills, otherwise known as your core competencies. So sometimes people break it up into 2 sections. One is your hard skills, right? Software you know how to use, hardware you know how to use, industry, tools, etc., those things. And then you've got your soft skills, kind of leadership, your personality, your ability to organize. And for each of those skills, there is an amazing story behind it to back it up. So let's say, for example, you're an organized person. You can talk about something you've organized, whether it means redoing the filing system, whether it means organizing people in an event. It doesn't matter. You can easily pop these little tidbits about yourself into a post. And it's not that hard. For most people, we often have about 20 soft skills and like another 20 hard skills. So if you want to talk about how you know how to use Microsoft Teams, how you conquered Zoom, anything really goes here that's going to help you show people you're the master. Okay, so we're moving along here. Number 4, the fourth thing that you can do based on your resume to show that you're a subject matter expert is you can use your volunteer experience or personal development experience. So some of us, you might volunteer with something like Habitat for Humanity. You might volunteer at your local animal shelter, a homeless shelter. You may volunteer with your church. You have a lot of experiences that go with that volunteer work. So organizing. Lots of times volunteers are tasked to do things that, the people in the administration cannot do. Pulling people together, communicating with people, putting together events, staffing the events. These are all things that as volunteers we're often tasked with. Now, on the flip side, for those of you that may not do as much volunteering, but you may be in organizations like 4-H or you might be in Toastmasters, you might be in Rotary Club, you might be in something like Landmark Forum or Tony Robbins seminars. If you've done any of those things, those are amazing things that you can also put down and put more about your experience there. So if you think of a resume, it's a lot of great bullet points, but it really doesn't give you that much of like the detail in how you did things, what the process was, what your mindset was, who you spoke to, how you overcame the problem. It's a great opportunity to share something that you're interested in, along with other people that may also have an interest in there before they've even interviewed you, and to get them to see you differently to grow your network. All right, we're at number 5 now. So we've already gone through the main parts of your resume. Now, this is another part. Many of us kind of we post it down and we don't pay a lot of attention to it, and that is our education. So, we look at it as we tick the box. I went to this college, I got this degree, studied these skills. But really go back and look. If you have a copy of your transcript, I would actually say, even if it was 20 years ago, go back and look at it. Go back and look at it and do some reflection on how college has shaped you now. So was there a specific class that made you change direction? Was there a specific professor that really influenced your experiences? Did you have a roommate? Were you involved in any organizations at school that really had an impact on you? And most of us, when we look back on our college experience, we see that. And whether you went to an in-person school, you went online, you went part-time, you went full-time, there is something there that you can pull from that has shaped who you are now as a subject matter expert. It's given you some kind of a foundation to work with. So for me, I was a marketing major. I had a roommate that was involved with IT. Her father was in IT. And I didn't really know a lot about it. And she just kind of kept talking about it. So I was like, well, I have some room in my schedule for some more classes. Let me check it out. I didn't know what else to do. I checked it out, I enjoyed it, and I had a long career in IT and reporting, and I kind of saw how the two mesh together. So you have your marketing and your information, and then you have your information systems that captures the information for the marketing, and it's all like a pretty little bow. That's kind of how I became a bit of a subject matter expert, not only in just general marketing, but also in collecting data and being able to use that to help my clients. Those are the 5 ways that you can become a subject matter expert, and you can use your existing resume to do that. All right, thanks so much. And if you like this video, smash that like button. And if you want to hear more tips on how to elevate your career, hit the bell to subscribe.